Might be back in England by the end of this month. You know, sometime in September. Got a lot of African trip lined up. You know, we're doing a lot of things, man. It's just the love that I've been getting, and you know, the movement. You know, it's been amazing now. People recognize and understand who's the better man on the planet.
How well received have you received in England, knowing that you've been there multiple times, but it seems like maybe they show you more love now that...
Oh, this time around is crazy. I could not literally walk the streets over there in England because of the fans. You know, they're huge in boxing. Even a child, you know, can talk to you about boxing. And, you know, the great thing about it, I went over there, everybody recognized, like I said, understand who's the baddest man on the planet. You know, everybody showed me love. A lot of people wanted to talk about the Fury fight, which I wanted to hear. I wanted to see, you know, what the fans thought over there. And I tell you right now, going over there, they all know I knocked them out. And then the ones that's his fans, they just said he tipped it just a little bit. It ain't just wild barns a thing, because I tell people, you know, you can give me the truth. I wanted what you guys thought about it, and they gave me their honest opinion. You know, and you know, it's good to just go over there. It's a refreshing feeling, because when you in boxing, you want to be around people that love boxing. And when you go there, from the time you land until the time you leave, man, they right there on your helmet.
What is your reaction from Kownacki and Arreola?
I thought it was a great performance for both. You know, both was like rock'em sock'em robots. They was in the phone booth, as Leonard called it, and it was an amazing fight to see. You know, those guys made history with throwing, you know, so many punches in the fight, and I think it was a great fight. You know, I consider Arreola as a great, you know, gatekeeper for these up and coming guys. You know, if anybody is there to test them, Chris Arreola is definitely the man for the job to test these guys and see what level they on. But I would love to see. I would love to see Arreola against another prospect. I think he did an amazing job tonight, and I don't think he should quit just yet.
Would you give Kownacki 3 wins? How quickly you get him out of there?
I don't know how fast I would get him. You know, Styles makes fights, and he throws a lot of punches, as you can see. He made history by him. Yeah, so you got to put that in consideration. You know, although he throws a lot of punches, he's vulnerable for a lot of punches, and we know that, you know, I had a one-hitter quitter, and that could change a fight all the way around. So it's gonna be an interesting fight to see. You know, once I handle business and do what I got to do in the heavyweight division, you definitely see a Wilder and Kownacki.
I mean, you guys would sell out the
oh man, it definitely sell out with my fans and his fans, with the Polish fans alone. It's going to be an amazing fight. The Polish fans are definitely one of those people, especially here in Brooklyn, will come out. You know, when I think about the Polish fan, I always, you know, resort back to the Arthur Spuka fight, where it was filled with Polish fans, and they came with great energy, great spirit. You know, they sung the place out, and that's what you like in a boxing match, to see so many people that's delightful about what they're seeing and can understand it and rejoice with each other.
Deontay, we talked over the phone. We had a great conversation about Mr. 600 Days of being mandatory.
Yeah.
He messed it up, but then I got confused because it's Ukad, he fell, Vada, he passed. Is there any suspicion?
Well, I'm hearing that, you know, Vada do the random tests anyway, so I'm hearing that they test was way, you know, earlier before this Ukad testing. So, you know, that really don't count. And then Vada wasn't the one that was involved in this. It was Ukad. So, you know, at the end of the day, Vada really don't matter. You know, this man had anabol in his system. I don't care who tests him. When you come up with something in your system, it's in your system. How did it get there, for one? You know, and for two, he's a second-time offender, so we can't really trust him because this is his second time doing it. So, you know, you really got to take that with a grain of salt. You know, they want to shine some light on that Vada came clean. Yeah, of course. Okay, so what? What about how the anabol got there? What about the other tests that were going? So nobody's buying that. I think they're stalling. You know, we need to come out with the truth.
What do you think about Eddie Hearn making an excuse for Dillian White and then throwing on
typical Eddie Hearn? You know what I mean? He'll criticize one fighter in Gerald Miller, you know, saying how disgusting that was and whatever. But when it's done to him on his side, it's like some hypocritical stuff.
Yeah, responsibility to tell the fighter.
Yeah, definitely. It's everybody's responsibility to tell the next fighter. Come on, man, we risking our lives in there. Come on, man. You know, you got two fighters. We got two fighters that already lost their lives. You know, and for them to do that, you know, not to let Oscar know, Rivas to know that they found just a little bit smaller anabolic. But you know what anabolic does? You know, I ain't really understand what it was until, you know, all the facts came in, and then you start doing research, and that's a hell of a drug to be taking, you know. And I think he deserved to know. At the end of the day, I don't care what happened. When you find a little trace like that, that little trace can be the factor. It can be the X factor up in the fight, and they was wrong for that.
Deontay, the boxing community wanted to see you know, justice be served. Let's say they slap him Dillian White in the hand. Is Deontay Wilder knocking out the ultimate solution down there?
Most definitely. With all fighters, you know, especially the ones that cry and run their mouth. You know, hey, you don't want to, you know, none of the organizations want to punish him, send him my way. I got a great belt for him, you know, great one. You know, it's one of those things where you'll wake up and you don't know how you woke up, you just was up.
What do you think about your reaction to Fury? Fury's next fight with Otto Wallin?
What is this? I mean, what's going on here? You know, first of all, Fury came with his last fight against Tom Schwartz.
Number 78.
And he went to Vegas. He came out with this clown outfit on. How are you going to save America and making America great again? Only had 5,000 fans in the audience, but he swears up and down. He swears up and down he was the X factor to our fight, which we can prove. It's proof in the pudding that you're irrelevant here in America. You know, but you know, that whole fiasco, that whole saga, him coming with the suit and when have we ever had a title fight with no belts involved? It was invisible. We didn't see shit. He talking about Lenio. I didn't see not one belt. When we started making 12-round fights of invisible things. I mean, come on, bro. It's getting ridiculous at this point. And now the ultimate thing, they coming out with an Otto. If I'm saying his name right, because I've been butchering names all night tonight. With an Otto, that is ridiculous, you know.
Are you surprised that out of all the fighters here in America, and he's not even American, he took over Canelo's date in September, the Mexican holiday that traditionally...
Who took it over?
Fury, allegedly.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, that ain't none of my business. I don't really care about that, you know. Date is a date to me, you know. Far as that date, that don't mean nothing to me because that's not a part of my my heritage. You know what I mean? That's theirs. So I don't care what date it is, you know, that he can fight. So if he did, then I mean, congratulations to him. But look who he's fighting though. I mean, if you're gonna take over a man's date, at least fight somebody that people are gonna be excited about seeing, or you know, or know a little bit something about him. He keep pulling out all these night shift graveyard workers, you know, and fighting them and talking about he the best. He's not the best. And you know, as the media, y'all gotta do y'all job as well too and say, call out that bullshit, because that's bullshit at its best. You ain't coming, no English man coming over here talking about he's saving America with a Tom Schwartz and a Otto, whoever he is, and talking about he the best with a invisible belt. Nah, I don't buy it.
Knowing with all the testing with the controversy, does that give you like more of a reluctance of performing in the UK, knowing that all these tests and here and there? Like,
I mean, it's just it's a hard situation. You know what I mean? It's like a rock in a hard spot. You just it's just, you know, it's so many guys on this drug test, and I've been trying to warn people for years, for certain fighters. Bro, everything I say is near about coming to pass, man. It's like I got gold on the tip of my tongue, but it seems like it's hard for people to believe when things come out of my mouth. It's like when they come out of my mouth, I gotta see it to believe it. If Wilder starts saying it, and it always come to pass, you know. But you know, whether you overseas, whether you here, it's hard to keep up with these type of things, because when one drug get detected, it's always a new drug that we don't have the technology, or we didn't detect it. You know, it's like they're staying on top of the game, and then you always find the ones that trying to stop it is always behind. So these drugs, and you know, it amazes me to see these fighters on these drugs. I mean, especially in the heavyweight division, that's a crime. You get found anything that is a fucking crime. You are trying to commit a murder. You know, people always criticize me about what I'm talking, but you know, their actions speak louder than my words any day. And I think some justice need to be done about this, and it need to be done fast. Someone has to be the guinea pig, and someone has to have the law laid down on them to show others, like, this is very wrong to do. There's no way around. I don't care how it got there. you knew it was there. And having these guys, you know, it's always something. I didn't know what this is. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Ultimately, whose job is it to call these fighters out? And is it the commission? Should they suspend the fighters? The promoters not promote a fighter that's dirty?
My thing is, why the hell I'm paying all this money for these, you know, different guys to test these guys for what? I mean, I can keep that money. You know what I mean? If y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it, why am I paying you? Right. Why am I paying you to sanction the fight to have it tested? I'd rather just press my luck. Like I said, man versus machine. And as you see, I got the eraser, so I ain't worrying about nobody being on no drug. At the end of the day, after I get finished doing what I'm gonna do to you, you're gonna do something to yourself. And that's called the aftermath, the after effect of the drug that you're taking. It's gonna do something to you after I get finished as well too. So, hey man, keep taking these drugs. These guys ain't affecting me, you know what I mean? Because I'll fight them whether they on the drugs or off the drug. Wow. And when they on the drug, it'll make me even more madder because I know they own it. Now I really want to do something. Wow. You know, so hey man, but at the end of the day, you know, it don't matter where it is, you know, what country it is. It's just a horrible situation. It's just sickening to even just talk about guys doing drugs in a combat sport. You know, how could, my thing is, I look at this, I thought about this so much to see why. Sometimes I try to put myself in these guys' situations or positions and to see why would I want to take it, you know? And these guys take it to advance their career, to get to the next step, you know, because they sorry ass can't do it themselves. Wow. You are punks. Wow. And then y'all taking drugs that's in a combat sport, you hear right now from Deontay White, you a punk. Right. You a punk, man, you know, it's disgusting. How can you win a match or even win a title and say, I did it, I'm the champion, when you know you've been sticking some in your ass or you've been taking some by, you know, orally through your mouth, and you say you did it. Right. That ain't no real warrior. That ain't no true warrior to say I did it. Man, come on, bro. But they have a different mentality, man. That's why they who they are. And that's why I'm who I am.
Last question. That was you, like Oscar Rivas, and you found out after the fight that someone was tested positive. What would you do?
So one more time.
If you were in Oscar Rivas' shoes, such as you found out after the fight, what would you take?
I would be furious. I would be furious. Of course, we're gonna take actions. You know, you fought me. You fought me with the advantage. You fought me cheating. You did not give me an opportunity to decide whether I wanted to fight or not, you know, and of course they didn't tell them because they didn't want the fight to be canceled. It was money on the line. It probably wasn't a lot of money, but it was money on the line, and it was a show. And you know the promoter, Eddie, didn't want that show to stop, you know, and it's wrong. I don't care what happened. This man cheated. The fight should be the opponent should be given an option whether he want to fight or not. And of course, he's going to have boundaries, he's going to have rules. Maybe he want more money. Maybe he don't want to do it. They didn't want to do that. And I think that was very wrong. So, of course, if I was him, I'd seek full action immediately, you know. Well, I'm sure after they come out with the B sample or whatever they waiting on, and that's what everybody waiting on to see what happens with this testing. It's taking a lot of time, baby. Somebody trying to get some stuff together, you know. They in the heat of the fire right now. It's like watching the heat of the night, and they starring Eddie Hearns and Dillian Ballhead White. So,
what do you think about Marcelo's performance?
My brother,
it has to be hard not to get a knockout every time when your brother.
Man, I don't even get nervous when I fight, but when I watch him, I get very, very nervous. And I think he had an okay performance tonight. He know what he did wrong. You know, I think he smothered his punches a lot. You know, he didn't use his distance. You know, he was throwing the jab, and he was coming with some right hands. But I want to see him, you know, throw his jab a little bit more straighter. And the right hand, instead of a slap, I want him to turn it over. Like I always use, I punch through you, and not just to you. And I want him to learn that and be able to, if a guy on him, get off him, or don't lean and stuff. You know, my brother got a long way to go. And he's catching on. He's very determined. He's very focused. And we're looking forward to him to being a champion one day once he learns the sweet science, the sweet art of boxing.
All
right, thank you.
We started a lot of conversations about what should happen in the sport. Do you have any feelings about, you know, what we should take under consideration, what the sport should take under consideration to help prevent these tragedies?
Pertaining to
the two deaths that
death. I mean, it's just sometimes things happen. You know, we can only do what we're doing now is to try to detect certain things, make sure these guys don't take drugs and stuff like that. And the only thing I think that will help that situation as far as fighters. We got to have, you know, take these referees back into training, you know, for certain things. They, you know, a lot of these referees, they don't know what they're doing in certain situations. You know what I mean? And I think they need to go back and be trained a little bit more for certain situations. You know, when you're seeing certain shots, how much you think, you know, reading body language from a fighter, because we're warriors. We're not gonna stop this fight. You know, you know, my philosophy is to the day, you know, I'm in there and you gotta kill me. You know what I mean? And we talking about deaths and stuff, but that's just our mentality as fighters. You know, so it's gonna take, you know, trainers, referees in there knowing what they're doing, being able to call a fight and call it at the appropriate time. You know what I mean? And I think that'll make it even better, you know, for us, the sport-wise. Other than that, sometimes things happen. You just never know when you're taking too many punches until you go home, or until the next week, or until the next month, or, you know, in a year's time. So that's why this sport right here is one of the most dangerous sport. But we're crazy enough to do it, and that's why I love it, baby. You know. But until next time, guys, love, peace, and God bless.